All right, thank you for listening back to the No Name Nonsense podcast. We actually have the biggest debate of the century about to take place here. Our guest host here, Tiffany, at one point in our lives, as we sat around, probably drinking too much, and it was probably at an Applebee's because they're cheap and the drinks are not expensive. I made I made a comment about like Confessions by Usher. And I think you made a comment about how you felt like 8701 was the better album. And at that point, I probably almost spit out my cheap, sugary $1 Applebee's drink and could not believe my ears when I heard this. And I said, we need to talk about this one day on video so people can get on record that you out here repping for 8701 over Confessions.
So one, I do think that it has a lot to do with where you are and what age you were when that record came out.
Right.
I was like 12 or 13 when 8701 came out. And for me, that was one of the first pop R&B albums that I experienced that was more pop than it was R&B. And he was also the first time I'd ever seen him live. I drove from Pensacola here to Lakewood Amphitheater to see him perform. His performance was amazing, but every single record, it was like they were pop records, but they had just the right amount of like R&B in them. And also, Can You Help Me is one of my favorite Usher records of all time.
Oh, word?
Like, amazing. But even just like, I remember like Good Old Ghetto, and I was like, this vibe is amazing. I love it. You Remind Me was one of my favorite videos when he did the what was it? Was it Frank Sinatra dancing in the rain scene?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Twerk It Out is still one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Twerking It Out.
Well.
But yeah, I loved everything about that record. The vibe, it was all different types of production too. Like there was like some that were like super hit up tempo, then some were super That was around the time, in my opinion, that artists were making records with so many different producers to where the whole record didn't sound like one long ass song.
Right.
Which I think is important for making an album. I get it sometimes like you want to vibe, so you'll stay with the same 2 or 3 producers, but for that, it was just every record sounded different. It was a different Usher in every record.
You're fucking up my cases.
I'm sorry,
here.
Lo siento.
You're fucking up my cases here. So I'm gonna say like so my vision of it is I was gonna go album to album, and I took the Confessions, the original one, not the extended one. So I didn't do any bonus tracks or whatever.
Okay.
And I ranked them. I think it was 15 tracks on both. I kind of smushed Confessions a bit because some of the interludes I jammed together. So the intros. Intro to intro, I gave the Confessions. I thought the intro Confession was better. Now, here's the one that everybody's going to kill me for. That's to let you know that I'm not biased. So the next songs are You Remind Me on 8701 versus Yeah.
You Remind Me is a way better record than Yeah.
I took You Remind Me. I 100% agree.
Yeah was a dope-ass beat.
When I told Tools that, Tools looked at me funny. He was like, what? Yeah, I'm like, what did you have on that one?
It's just an international
And obviously it's an Atlanta
classic.
anthem.
Like if I had the option, I'm so over. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I am
especially
too.
as a DJ. I play that song, quite frequently.
Absolutely.
I play it 10 times to 1.
Yeah.
I played 10 times to 1. Maybe
You Remind Me. Right.
Not saying that. I'm saying
You Remind Me is not really a club record.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? More of a mellow. It's a starter. It's an appetizer.
Also, Chili was in the video, so you got to give props to You Remind Me for that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I did take You Remind Me over that because I thought it was a better song. Then we go to Throwback on Confessions versus I Don't Know versus with Puff Daddy. I took Throwback. Throwback is my favorite album on the album. That's my favorite track on the album.
Throwback.
I took Throwback, and that's not even with the Jadakiss feature. I just took the regular original one. Then we go to Confessions Interlude because the extended one has Confessions 1, but I wanted the original one, which is a little interlude. The Confessions 2 versus Twerk It Out. I want Confessions.
Twerk It Out.
See, that's what we different. I took Confessions on that one.
I mean, Confessions was written well, but Twerk It Out had a vibe.
Twerk It Out. I just.
Confessions was written well. It was a story.
But that Confessions joint just
was sick,
it's just. But I can
honestly, the one where it's like the most where You Got It Bad and Burn.
I took You Got It
They're
Bad.
both great records.
Yes.
Those kind of even out.
Yeah,
I took You
both
Got It
great
Bad.
records.
I took it You Got It Bad, and I think it's what you said is where you were in your life when that. When y'all get it,
which
You Got
one
It Bad.
hit your heart?
Yes. I was in a breakup in my life with that one, so when You Got It Bad, it was like, damn, I still like this chick. Like, So I took You Got It Bad over Burn. Then we got 8701, If I Want To versus Caught Up. I took If I Want To.
I would pick Caught Up, honestly.
And I think most people would take Caught Up, but I think Caught Up was kind of like the yeah thing. I kind of got so over it. 8701 had Can't Let You Go versus Superstar, Interlude and Superstar. I took Superstar, easy there. You Don't Have to Call versus Truth Hurts. I took You Don't Have to Call. Or 8701 had You Don't Call. Without You Interlude versus Simple Things. I actually took the Without You Interlude in 8701 over Simple Things. That 45 seconds without you is really, really dope.
Because it was right before Can You Help Me?
Yeah. It is like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I fucks with it.
I'm very disappointed in this next one.
Can You Help Me versus
Bad Girl? Is that a joke?
I took Bad
Bad
Girl.
Girl is an album filler. No disrespect, Asher. No disrespect. But it's an album filler. Okay?
Bad Girls, I'm assuming it's on Confession.
Yeah.
And it's just like a... Did you ever hear Red Light? It was kind of like Red Light.
Yeah.
It was actually in the video. I think they played part of Bad Girl in it.
Did they really?
So it was just...
I took Bad Girl, but I can see...
Come on.
I will say these next two are the hardest ones I have right here. How Do I Say versus
Amazing.
That's What It's Made For. How Do I Say, like, it took me... I had to listen to both of them about 3 times because How Do I Say has one of the biggest things I like. When you give me some Spanish guitar and some shit, I'm a rap. But
you're butter.
I'm going to go, That's What It's Made For. And I'm going to tell you why, and this is goes to your experience. When he makes a comment about wearing protection and she tells him he don't got to. Now, off camera, we had a whole discussion about my lifestyle and how I had my first child. And I think that one line in What It's Made For is what made me pick it. And even I put underneath Tough. I put Tough underneath because...
How Do I Say? Obviously.
It's just amazing. It's an amazing song.
Any record that, like, shines some light on the Hispanic culture and just... the sexiness that Latin women bring to the table.
Oh my God, it was tough.
I'm sold. So obviously,
How do I say? It was tough. Hottest Thing on 8701 versus Can You Handle It? I took Can You Handle It. I think this
I'm kind of like.
I think it's a tie. Yeah, you can go.
Because Hottest Thing to me and Can You Handle It is also fillers.
Good Old Ghetto was one of those that I forgot about that I didn't really like. But Do It To Me, I had to go with Do It To Me.
Do It To Me was very Prince.
Yes, exactly.
So if it was one or the other, I would go there. But I did like Good Old Ghetto a lot.
Now, this is where 8701 falls off here. The worst out of all of them is U-Turn.
He was trying to make a dance.
U-Turn is the worst song of both the albums.
It really
by
is.
far.
That's on which album?
On 8701 is where he literally was trying to make a dance. It's like, put your hands in the air, dip your knees up. It is the worst song on both the albums by far. It's not even close.
But is it better than... I mean, you're right. Fine.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Take Your Hand is not that good. But
it's not.
U-Turn is the worst song. Like, I didn't know Usher had made this song.
Basically, he fell off at the end of each album.
Yeah, I didn't know Usher made this song. I was like...
It was bad.
What the fuck is this?
I wish I could say it was on like a unreleased version, but he put it on the actual album.
He just got sloppy drunk and went.
And he was like literally trying to teach you this dance where you do this U-dance. It's horrible.
It's
Usher, come on, son.
And then he watched the video because my buddy was like, "I want to see this dance," and I was like, "No,
you don't want to see this dance. It's a you."
8701 had You're the One versus Follow Me on Confessions. Follow Me on Confessions is my shit. Like, I know you said it kind of falls at the end. Follow Me, I fucks with Follow Me. Like, and I think You Are the One is a good song, but I think Follow Me is a really good song. Like, so I had it 10 Confessions versus 5, but talking to you, it's probably more like 8 to 7-ish.
I liked a lot of your choices, but I'm very offended that you would put Bad Girl over Can You Help Me.
They're both really good
Somewhere
songs.
the writers are cringing. They're just like died. They were like, this 17-year-old girl wrote Bad Girl. And Babyface wrote.
Hold on, it's a part of Bad Girl that I fuck with. Because I remember when I was listening to them, and I put it how I charted, how I listened to them. Like, going down to down, blah, blah. I feel like there's a part in Bad Girl that I was like, either a falsetto or some bullshit that I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. Because at first I was leaning, Can You Help Me? Very heavily. And there was some part of Bad Girl that I heard and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna roll with Bad Girl on this one. But again, I was still going Confessions.
I hadn't even had a boyfriend at that point, and I remember being like, it is hard being in love alone. What are you talking about?
It kind of does shit on a little bit because Without You leads right into Can You Save Me? Like, it's like the interlude to that song, and I gave Without You the nod. So even when I looked at it, I was like, that is kind of hypocritical that the 45-second clip I gave the win to, but the full song of that 45-second clip, I'm like, nah, I'm good. So I'll admit my hypocrisy on that one, but it just... And if I remember what it was with Bad Girl, because I remember I listened to those 4 songs. Can You Help Me, Bad Girl, and How Do I Say versus That's What It's Made For. Those were the hardest ones I had to decide on. Because I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what it just has a groove to it. And then, I mean, How Do I Say? Like, I forgot about that song. And so I heard it and was like, oh, that's that joint that Usher snap on with the Spanish guitar. And sure enough, that shit come through at the end. And I'm like, oh. But again, she said, you know, don't worry about it. Don't wear protection. I'm safe. I said, all right.
So
I've been told that before. So that's what it is made for. What are your thoughts on it? Did you ever score, DJ, or you just went? I know you went more hit for hit.
I just went banger for banger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a true R&B head. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, I know y'all more into your R&B bag. So I just went banger for banger, and I came up with the score 7-4. Confessions being, you know what I'm saying, the triumphant.
So you had a bunch of ties. What were your ties then?
Triumphant winner. Well, I mean, I had You Remind Me, I Don't Know, featuring Diddy, You Got It Bad, You Don't Have to Call.
Yeah.
Versus Yeah, Throwback, Confessions 1 and 2, Burn, Caught Up, My Boo.
Ooh.
And I was just like, you know what I'm
see,
saying?
he did the special.
Yeah, he did the extended. He did the extended. Yeah.
The special
So,
edition. My boo
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
that too was
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
with the extended
unfair.
one. Now, the extended one, Confessions was easy.
Yeah.
8701. That was
songs.
before extended editions came out. Huh? Calm down.
Because I mean, even extended
We would have
one,
maybe got a few more YouTube.
Well, because the extended one still has what Seduction on there, which probably one of Usher's
and Red
best
Light.
songs.
Red Light.
Yeah,
was
Red
on
Light's
that.
on there.
Oh no, they had that many different tracks on the.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
the
4
extended-
or
yeah.
5 different records.
Was Lover and Friends on the extended one?
No, I think that was on
That's a different album.
Luda album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I know
But My
Seduction
Boo
was on
was.
there, and Seduction was my shit, boy.
Yeah, Seduction. I forgot about that. I
Yeah,
didn't realize that was on the
I was like, what is Usher doing? This was on the radio too, and I was
Yeah.
like, what is Usher doing to people in these cars right now? But yeah, if you go to extended one, Confessions wins by, because I mean, My Boo is
Fine.
classic.
If you go to extended one, I'll allow it.
But if you go on just match for match, you still taking 87.
But even
on?
so, if I was in a car and like Kennedy, I wanted a CD to put in. I
Right.
would. This version of me, 8701, because I'd be going down memory lane.
Right.
all day.
You
every
ever
day.
the other
All in your bag.
Yeah, I know we're gonna get the most heat that me and you chose. You remind me, because
Yeah.
everybody else is like, "Are you crazy?" All the white folks are gonna be like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Because that was in that era where like Dave Chappelle was spoofing Little John. It was just so much going on. But yeah, that at this point, I'm just like, I'm good, man. And then
But
I
you
hate
know
to
what?
say
Yeah. What's that? The Freak Elite.
Yeah.
It's the same beat. Sorry.
Right,
And
that
also,
was.
when you realize that it was like, no disrespect to the producer, I don't remember who Polo the Don, I believe. Every sound that he used was a extension in like Logic. So like anybody could have. It was like a sample. All of the sounds, and all he did was put them together. And in my mind, everyone's like, "He's the greatest," and I was like, "Not for this record."
Yeah.
Not when they basically served it to you on a platter.
Yeah, Lovers lose some shine too for me too, because when you hear Lovers and Friends,
Yeah.
it blows you out the water for me.
Yeah.
For me, Lovers and Friends is
but
a
yeah,
way
it's an
better
anthem.
song.
I will give you that. When I hear "Yeah, Come On in the Club," I'll be like, I am from Atlanta.
When I hear "Yeah, Come to the Club," I'm like, man, I'm gonna go get me a drink. I'm good, but I'm gonna sing the lyrics though. That is true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you wait for
Let me
Luda
do the
to drop his
A-town
verse.
stomp.
And you
But
all in.
Luda's verse is really the.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is a
yeah,
classic.
it's
I
undeniable.
remember MTV just played that song into the ground so
God.
much, and now I can't even listen to "Yeah." When I
Nah,
had to go
man,
do
I can't-
this,
no, I would
I
never,
suffered through
ever,
"Yeah." I
ever
was
listen
like,
to that in my
oh.
car.
But even though I suffered, I was like,
When you really think about it, the video wasn't very great either. I mean,
No.
it looks like an old school Michael Jackson with all the lasers.
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
Usher walking through the club like he owned something.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go Confessions, but again, after I did this, I will admit, I know I had it 10-5, but I feel like a lot of them that I refuse to do a draw. I like about 4 of these I would probably call a draw. And I just refuse to do a draw. I refuse to just give it a point score. But anybody that chooses 8701, I realize now, Tiffany, I do not shame you as being crazy for feeling that way, because after I listen to them, I'm like, damn.
When
It's
I
a lot of
leave here, I'm gonna
8701
put on
albums.
Bad Girl because I need to know. I need to know.
Don't worry, we're my Bad Girl supporters out here. Y'all know y'all like
I know
that
y'all
song.
out there. Y'all out
They're
there.
like that. What song is that?
Man, he just threw some shade because it does sound like a 17-year-old girl wrote it. But it doesn't matter. It's still about them girls getting it on. Oh, I know what it was. If you want to party, I got what you waiting for. That part, baby in the VIP. That's part that sold it on me.
Jay, that's in
That-
every song
That's what sold it
on
for
the
me.
radio.
It's very necessary. That's what sold it for me. That's what I was like.
I'm so upset.
Oh, he gave the bridge on that. He giving me the bridge. Also, it's no more bridges in R&B no more.
Nah.
Like
No.
nobody does a bridge anymore. Like that shit.
Once
make
they
it
realized that the thong song had one verse and one hook 3 times in it,
Scandalous.
they realized they were working too hard.
Hey, just put the second with the
Superior.
first.
Just sing it different ways,
Yeah.
same
Hey,
words.
Do you want to do a third one? Oh, yeah. Put the third
Again.
one with the first. Can we do that? That thong. Got it. Smash.
It's too much.
It was pretty lazy.
I
That
mean,
was pretty lazy.
but it worked like a charm.
Yeah, we did.
Also, P Valley, they played Donnell Jones, which I hadn't heard a Donnell Jones song in forever.
Like a new song?
No, it was Where I Want to Be.
Oh, Where I Want to Be.
But, I mean, when I heard it, I got transported.
Yeah.
Where I Want to Be was so good, they made a part 2. Okay, Donald
they
Jones.
did?
They did. You.
I didn't know there was a
never heard
Where I Want to Be Part 2.
Yeah.
What?
Up tempo?
Yeah. No, it's almost like it's almost the same song.
Almost the same.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna,
But it's not. But it's a part 2.
I ain't gonna have to listen to.
Hold on.
I'm at,
I promise.
well, we can't play it because they'll take us down if we play it.
You
But
right.
we're gonna stop and we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna come back with some other information for the No Name Nonsense podcast. I appreciate you guys listening.